Okay, how's everybody doing today? I just wanted to make a quick video. I'm on lunch, and somebody had made a comment on a video I'd made about what I what I think it means to be an American. You know what I mean? Like where I stand with my whole patriotism, because I love this country. I'm a hardcore patriot. That's one thing I've actually done most of my life well, is be a patriot. Whether I've done my citizenship right is another story, but I've always been proud to be an American. Anyways, they shared a Bible verse with me, and a lot of us probably know this by heart or pretty close to it. It's John 13:34 and 35. And it says, "A new command I give you, love one another as I have loved you, so you must love one another." No, "A new command I give you, love one another. As I have loved you, so you must love one another. By this everyone will know that you are my disciples, if you love one another." It's a very true statement, and I haven't always lived by that in my life. And that wouldn't be just drug use. I mean, even sober, I haven't never really been a very sociable person. Because of my life, I've become quite the loner. You know what I mean? Like I would prefer to be by myself, and not because I feel like whenever you're around people, they start getting mad at you, and it gives them more of a reason to get mad at you, and I don't like that. You know what I mean? Because I'm not that bad of a person where, as a general rule, on a normal day-to-day basis, drug addiction aside, I'm a good person. I'm respectful. I think of others when you know what I mean? Like, I'm constantly thinking of others when I make decisions or decide how to act or to do. I know that's not a common thing, but I mean, it is. I do that. I hold the doors open for people, not just women, anybody. I don't care who it is. I say thank you. And one thing that I would say that has come positive out of the last 4 years is I speak to people more often now. I used to never do that. Walk through the store with my head down. I still kind of do every once in a while, but I still speak to more people more often than I used to. I just thought that was really cool that they shared that with me, and I appreciated it, and so I wanted to share it. And yeah, I just uploaded another video about the Senate hearing that Jelly Roll was in, and it was a really good Senate hearing. You should Google it and watch it. It's very informative, and it's worth your time. It's worth the time to sit and watch it whenever you get a second. It won't disappoint, and it's something that I think all of us in America now at this point needs to be very vigilant of and aware of, because we are in this country, we are in so many fights for our life, figuratively and really kind of literally. We got, and one of them is the drug epidemic, and then this fentanyl. This fentanyl is something nasty, man. Like, I never thought I would see the day that I would say that something topped the Oxycontins, because that's what got me. That was when I stepped into drug use and whatnot. I ended up on Oxycontins, and it grabbed a hold of me, and there was no looking back. You know what I mean? Like Oxycontins, the original OCs, Oxycontin. They they drug me down through there, man. You know, I'm not even gonna lie. They the are almost it was almost as bad as fentanyl, but they they never used Oxycontin to cut other drugs with, but unfortunately we were mixing it with Xanaxes and Somas, and I mean that's a bad cocktail, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, it's a bad cocktail. I've I've lost so many friends, just like Jelly Roll was saying. I've buried a lot of friends, man. I've buried a lot of friends. I've buried 2 family members within the last 4 years behind this fentanyl. And my sister, I don't know how she overdosed, but I do know that she overdosed on fentanyl. I don't know the gist, or because our relationship, she was way out there. Like, I've been pulling my life back together for a number of years now. You know what I mean? I'll say it again. I don't know why I did what I did with the drugs, the ice. My life was so far removed from that. I, I'm more than ashamed. But yeah, she was still bad. She was really bad. She was the youngest girl. I think she was Daniel was the middle child. So, and he's dead. He's dead. It was drugs. It wasn't fentanyl, but it was drugs. And uh, our childhood, he was really messed up. Like, I was most of us kids were messed up and bad behind our childhood. Daniel was really bad. Like, it's hard to describe him, and he just was like, I don't know, man. It was sad, and I always knew that he was going to die young. I mean, that's how bad he was. I mean, I knew he was going to die young. I didn't know he was going to die as brutal as he did. But when you're in Mississippi State Penitentiary, mainly Parchment, which is the big state pen where they house the death row inmates, and you got sent there because you caught a jailhouse charge of the RICO Act, and were, you had 25 mandatory years you were about to do, on top of what you already had sentenced when you went in. So he wouldn't stop drugs, and he got into debt in prison on drugs, and he was calling out here to the free world, being hateful to family members and expecting them to, and we were helping him, but he was going through way too much money when he was stuck sitting in prison. So, I mean, I don't, anyways, he couldn't pay his debt, and they killed him. They beat him to death and then strung him up and made it look like a suicide. My little sister Leah, a couple months ago, she died overdose. 4 or 5 years ago, my Uncle Terry died of a fentanyl overdose, and he didn't even know he was doing fentanyl. He went and got something that was not even a fentanyl. He thought he was buying like Lortab 10s, is what he thought. And it killed him. I had a cousin, my Uncle Terry's boy, also died of a fentanyl overdose. This stuff ain't nice, man. And I believe context matters, and that's what I was on when I when people come to realize what I was doing. What y'all watched was somebody on a funk that was a funk all in of its by itself, but then you added another funk and you put those two together on top of medication I was already on for health reasons. I didn't stand a chance. What I did was never okay. Some of the things that I've done aren't okay ever. I've paid a heavy price these last 4 years. Now I'm asking, no, I'm not going to give up. You know what I mean? Like I will not die poor and homeless or anything. Like, I'm not doing it, and I'm not passing on and not leaving something for my kids to change their life, to guarantee that they never know the days of heartache and pain and struggle that I knew. My parents, they're never going to do that for me. My dad took his own life selfishly. My mom, she's never loved me. She's never cared about me. Ever. And she don't even talk about leaving anything to me. She's going to leave it to our kids. And look, I mean, you don't get me wrong, but my thing is what happened to us? Like, So I don't think, but anyways, I wanted to share that. This video ended up being longer than what I anticipated it being, but I thought that was really cool that they shared that Bible verse with me. It meant a lot to me, and so I just wanted to, and I feel that anytime that I can, allow someone or people to get to know me more, it's not a bad thing. You know what I mean? So, with that said, now that I've been on lunch break way too long, sorry, boss. Well, I'm still not hired full time. I'm trying really hard. I got a good work history. I don't understand why I'm having such a hard time finding work. You know what I mean? I do, but with that said, everybody have a good day. I'm alright. Nothing wrong with me. Don't work too hard. It's hump day. Yay. Love y'all. One love.